Hey guys, welcome to Solving Rational Expressions, and we're going to break this up into two parts. So this is part one. And so at its basic level, we're really going to use cross multiplication today. Something else that I want to bring up is you're going to see some extraneous solutions along the way, and that is an answer that you get that should work, but then when you put it into the original problem, it will create a zero in the denominator. So don't forget, zero on top is okay, zero on bottom is no way. So we don't want a zero on the bottom. Okay, so let's look at this first equation. So we're going to do cross multiplication. So I get 3 times 4x plus 5 is equal to 9 times x plus 1. So notice we're cross multiplying. Then we're just going to do basic algebra. So I'm going to distribute the 3 and distribute the 9. So 12x plus 15, 9x plus 9, and then I'm going to solve for x. So go ahead and do that. Okay, so you can see my steps here. Once I did that, I got x equals -2. So just be careful when you go up here. I'm going to look in this and see if I plug in -2 here, is that going to give me a 0 in the denominator, which is no. And if I plug in -2 here, let's see, I get -8 plus 5. Nope, that's not a 0 either. So -2 is okay. So I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'm just going to cross multiply. And I get 3 times x minus 7 equals 2 times 5x. So 3x minus 21 equals 10x. I'll subtract the 3x, get -21 equals 7x, divide by 7, x equals -3. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to come up here. If I plug in -3 here, is it going to give me a 0? No. If I plug in -3 here, is it going to give me a 0? No. So this solution is okay. Okay, so these two are very similar, especially this one. I want to see if you can do these two on your own and see what happens. Okay, so the tricky part about this is when I multiplied these two together, I got x squared plus 7x. So it's not going to be as easy as these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move that 6 over and set it equal to 0. So it looks like this. And then I'm just going to see if I can factor it or do the quadratic formula. Let's see. There's no coefficient, so I can do the shortcut method. So 2 factors of 6 that add to give me 7. So yeah, I can factor that. 6 and 1, x and x plus 6 plus 1 is going to give me 7x. Okay, so I'm going to have to solve for this and solve for this. So this is x equals -6 and x equals -1. Those are my two answers. So if I only have one thing in the denominator, so notice if I plug in a 7 here, that's going to give me a 0. And since neither of these are 7, we are good to go. So we're going to do the same thing over here. So multiply across, see what you get. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff going on here. So just like I did in this one, I'm going to set this one equal to 0. So I think what I'm going to do, you can go either way. I'm going to subtract x squared. I'm going to add 5x, and I'm going to subtract 6. And I'm going to move that all over here. So the x squareds end up canceling out, and I get 6x minus 6 equals 0. So I think in this case, I'm just going to, this is pretty nice. I'm just going to move that 6 back over and divide by 6. So x equals 1. And let's see, x can't equal 2 here, and x can't equal 0 here. So I am okay. Okay, so let's talk about solving rational equations with like denominators. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to combine the like denominators and then do the cross multiplying. So let's look at this. So before I can cross multiply, I need to combine these. So that is the same thing as 12 over 3x. And if some of you guys are seeing that this is the same thing as 4 over x, you can simplify that. You don't have to simplify that. I just want to because it makes my number smaller. So again, I divided both by 3. So 3 goes into 12 4 times. 3 goes into 3 once. So that's where I'm getting that 4 over x. So I have, let's do some different color. So 4 over x equals 1 over 8. And then now this is super easy. I'm just going to cross multiply. So 32 equals x. And when I plug this in, it works. When I plug this in, it works. Okay, so let's take a look at this one. Notice the like terms that I can combine. So let's go ahead and clean that up. So 3 over x minus 2 equals 10 minus 5, right there, is 5 over x. Notice I'm combining like terms, so I'm not changing the signs or anything on the bottom. That stays put. So now I'm going to cross multiply, and I'm going to get 3x equals 5x minus 10. So I'm just distributing that 5. 5x minus 10. I'm going to subtract 5x from both sides. I get negative 2x equals negative 10 divided by negative 2. So x equals 5. And notice that if I plug in 5 here or here or here, I'm going to be okay. I'm not going to have that 0 in the denominator. Okay, let's do another one. Notice that I can combine these. So 1 minus 7 is negative 6 over n minus 8 equals 1. And I'm going to do it 1 over 1 because think about this, guys. We can't take this any further. So we're going to have negative 6 equals n minus 8. I'm going to add 8 to both sides. And n equals 2. And notice that is totally okay to plug in 2 at the bottom. And that's it, guys. We are done with part 1 of solving rational expressions, rational equations.